Tracy Barlow branded Abi Webster a sly, filthy woman after uncovering her hidden affair in Friday night's episode of Coronation Street, though she wasn't the only one drawn into the drama. During the most recent installment of the ITV soap, Tracy launched the insult at Abi after piecing together her secret relationship. The long-running character, portrayed by Kate Ford since 2002, had recently started spending time with Carl Webster and had begun to suspect that another woman might be involved. For weeks, viewers have been aware that Abi, who is married to Kevin Webster, has been cheating with her brother-in-law. The affair began after Abi found out Kevin had been cleared of testicular cancer, but had chosen to keep the diagnosis and recovery hidden from her. Earlier this week, Carl and Tracy shared drinks, during which Tracy suspected he had developed feelings for Abi. Carl tried to throw her off by claiming he was heading to Wales to visit an old flame, hoping that would divert her suspicion. Things quickly spiraled when Abi, who had dodged a trip abroad with Kevin by pretending she misplaced her passport, invited Carl to stay at her house for a few days. Tracy happened to spot the two sharing an intimate moment through the window. Just before that, the pair had nearly been caught by Carl's sister, Debbie Webster, who had entered number 13 unannounced and started cleaning up. However, Debbie, who, as viewers will recall, was diagnosed with vascular dementia earlier this year, suddenly collapsed and was discovered by Carl. Panicking that Debbie may have seen something, Abi promised to call an ambulance. After Debbie was taken to the hospital, Abi felt a moment of relief, telling Carl they were in the clear. But their troubles were only just beginning. Never one to back down from confrontation, Tracy hammered on the door of number 13, while Abi hurriedly told her secret lover upstairs to stay hidden. Earlier that same day, Tracy had spotted Abi purchasing cans at the corner shop and managed to talk her way into Abi's house by pretending to be concerned, fully aware of Abi's past battles with addiction. Tracy said, "I've been thinking about you being on your own. Those drinks weren't for Kevin, were they? They were for you. Look, I've been reflecting. We used to be proper close, and somewhere along the way we let that slide. I'm not going anywhere until I know you're all right. Think of it as a little intervention. Go on. Put the kettle on." While sharing a coffee, Tracy continued to probe Abi, repeatedly bringing up her recent time with Kevin and pretending to be a supportive friend. But it wasn't long before Tracy dropped the act and confronted the situation head-on. Looking Abi straight in the eye, she suddenly asked, "There's something I've been dying to ask you about Carl. What's he like in bed?" Then, raising her voice, she called for Carl to come downstairs. With no way to keep the lie going, Carl sheepishly descended the stairs as Abi buried her face in her hands, realizing her secret had been fully exposed. In the tense exchange that followed, Tracy unleashed her fury. With Kevin's own brother? Seriously, that's a proper low blow. Or should I say low nut, considering Kevin's situation. Both Carl and Abi pleaded with her to keep quiet, reminding her that Kevin was still recovering from his cancer ordeal. But Tracy wasn't having it. "Oh, so now you're pulling the cancer card?" she snapped before laying out the cost of her silence. "I'm in the middle of a divorce, and let me tell you, those things don't come cheap." Coronation Street viewers predict Becky's possible comeback if popular she's alive theory proves true. Speculation has been growing for months among Coronation Street fans that Lisa Swain's supposedly deceased wife might still be alive, ever since she was first mentioned last year. Now, viewers think they've figured out when Becky, Lisa's late partner, could make a surprise return to Weatherfield if the long-running "she's alive" theory turns out to be true. The storyline revealed that Lisa's partner had died in the line of duty and that they shared a daughter, Betsy, who arrived on the cobbles last summer. As Lisa began developing a romance with Carla Connor, the shadow of her past continued to linger. Their relationship was tested again following the tragic death of fellow officer PC Craig Tinker, which stirred up painful memories of Lisa's loss. More recently, new details emerged suggesting that Becky was under investigation by the police anti-corruption unit prior to her death. Lisa confided that she and Becky had argued about the allegations on the very day she died. Although the inquiry was ultimately dropped, Becky never received the farewell Lisa believed she deserved, a fact that continues to weigh heavily on her. During her most recent therapy session, Lisa finally opened up to her therapist, Floyd, admitting she believes there's more to Becky's death than she was ever told. She voiced fears that it might be linked to the prior corruption investigation involving her late wife. Determined to uncover the truth, Lisa began her own search for answers, but was caught snooping by her superior D.I. Costello. Before being interrupted, she had been combing through his emails and was shocked to find a request from Kit, asking for access to Becky's file. Later, Lisa confronted Kit at the Rovers, questioning his sudden interest in her late partner, but it soon became clear that Kit's investigation wasn't just about Becky. It also involved Costello. This week, tensions escalated when Costello warned Lisa to maintain professional boundaries with her colleague, hinting that Kit's behavior could potentially drag her down too. The warning came shortly after Lisa found a scribbled note with Costello's name and a phone number left behind by Kit after a mysterious call in their shared office. In the latest Coronation Street episode, Kit was summoned to the station by Costello, who informed him he was being reassigned to desk duty following a confrontation with underworld associate Eli. Kit was instructed to tell anyone who asked that his reassignment was due to his injuries. But Lisa wasn't convinced. Confronting him, she offered her support, saying she could help if something was going on between him and Costello. Still, Kit stuck to the cover story. Later, however, Kit finally confessed that he was suspicious of Costello, noting that the detective inspector had been unusually lenient, something that didn't sit right with him. During a tense meeting, Kit directly confronted Costello with his concerns. Costello snapped, warning him to watch his tone. "I'm a man of integrity. I have nothing to hide," he said sharply. But Kit, unfazed and smirking, fired back. "That's not strictly true, though, is it?" As he stood to leave, Costello issued a stern warning. "Tread carefully, D.C. Green." But while the tension between Weatherfield's detectives continues to build, Coronation Street fans believe the real shockwaves are still to come. Many are convinced the truth about Becky, and possibly her dramatic return, will unfold later this year. Over on Reddit, fans have been buzzing with theories about a potential Christmas twist involving Lisa Swain's late wife. One viewer speculated, "Calling it now, Christmas Day episode. Carla and Lisa get engaged and start planning the wedding. But guess who shows up to object? Becky Swain, not dead after all. Either faked her death or went into witness protection because of what she knows about Costello." Another fan replied with a humorous addition, "Don't forget the classic twist. They'll end up having to get married at the hospital or even the police station." However, not everyone is convinced. A skeptical commenter added, "Meh, I just don't buy someone who's gone to such extremes to fake their death casually walking into a room full of people who'd immediately recognize her." Coronation Street continues to air Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also available on ITVX and YouTube.